The worst part wasn't the sound, it was the warmth. Lydia had lived in the drafty Victorian for 3 years, and she knew every groan of the floorboards and every whistle of the wind through the window frames. She was a woman of habit, a woman who liked the silence of a house that belonged only to her. But lately, the silence had grown heavy, like a wet wool blanket draped over the rooms. It started with the pillows. She would wake up in the morning and find a deep, head-shaped indentation on the empty side of her king-size bed. It was too deep to be a trick of the light or a fluke of the feathers. She told herself she must have rolled over in her sleep, though she always woke up exactly where she started, tucked neatly on the left side. Then there was the steam. She'd come home from work to find the bathroom mirror slightly clouded, the faint, humid scent of lavender soap lingering in the air, the soap she only used for special occasions. She didn't call the police. There were no broken windows, no missing jewelry. In fact, things were being added. A single copper button on the nightstand, a half-eaten apple in the trash that she didn't remember buying. The horror wasn't a jump scare. It was the slow, nauseating realization that her privacy was being eroded by a ghost that had skin and hair. One rainy Tuesday, Lydia decided to come home early. She parked a block away and walked to her back door, her heart performing a frantic, syncopated rhythm against her ribs. She entered through the kitchen, her shoes discarded in the grass so she could move in silence. The house felt different, vibrant, used. She heard a low, melodic humming coming from upstairs. It was a song her mother used to sing to her. She climbed the stairs, each step a physical struggle against the urge to run. The door to her bedroom was cracked open just an inch. She peered through the gap. A woman was sitting at Lydia's vanity. She was wearing Lydia's favorite silk robe, the emerald one she saved for birthdays. The stranger was brushing her hair with Lydia's brush, her movements slow and rhythmic. She wasn't a monster. She wasn't a demon. She was just a woman, perhaps a few years older, with a face that looked hauntingly like a version of Lydia that had been broken and glued back together. The stranger stopped brushing. She didn't turn around. Instead, she leaned into the mirror, her breath fogging the glass, and whispered to her own reflection, "We're home, Lydia. We're finally home." Lydia didn't scream. She couldn't. She watched as the woman reached into the vanity drawer, pulled out Lydia's favorite lipstick, and began to apply it with practiced precision. As she did, the woman's eyes shifted in the mirror, locking onto Lydia's through the sliver of the open door. She didn't look startled. She smiled, a wide, genuine, and terrifyingly human expression of ownership. "The water is still warm," the woman said, her voice a perfect, terrifying mimicry of Lydia's own. "I left the left side of the bed open for you tonight." Lydia backed away, her heels hitting the hallway runner. But as she turned to run, she realized the front door wasn't just locked. It had